Hey everyone, welcome back to Redbanditracing. In this video, we'll be doing a servo gear repair on the ERevo. We did let Traxxas know, and we've had this car for 37 days, so 7 days out of warranty, but Traxxas still had no problem replacing them, and they sent us 2 free plastic gear kits. But we went ahead and got the steel ones, the 2072X. The 2072X will fit on any 2075 servo. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to install these and how to correctly adjust your servo. Alright, so tools you're going to need in this video, you're going to need the 2.0mm hex, the 2.5mm hex, and a Phillips screwdriver. And you're probably going to need a pick to get that servo casing out, and I'm just going to be using a drill to speed things up. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is going to take off the servo horn. It's best to hold it just so it's not turning while you're unscrewing. We're going to put this aside. I'm going to take this off. Next thing I'm going to do is going to hold this. I'm going to take a Phillips screwdriver and I'm going to take out the 4 bottom screws. Now I got those screws out. We're going to flip it over, but always make sure to hold this because now this is separated from the case and you do not want the stuff falling out from the bottom. And as you guys see, there is a notch, so you don't have to worry about putting this on the wrong way because it only goes on one way. Make sure it's upright as you take off the case. And most of the damage is on this center gear. There's a bit on the bottom. And what we're going to do is take all this off and replace it with the steel. Alright, so the first thing you guys are going to do is you're going to take out this pin. This will pop right out. We're going to have to clean all this extra grease out. Just like that. You should be able to pop this pin in by hand, just like that. Now we're going to start taking off these gears. You're going to take them off in their order because they intersect back and forth. They should just go right up. Last one. There you go. So you guys got all that out. We are going to again get all this extra grease out. Just like that. Now it's best to, because the diagram, the bearing is on the left and the pins are on the right. So that's how I'm going to hold it. The first thing you're going to do is going to take out this white piece. As you guys see, it will just line up. Pop in just like that. You're gonna see the seal did come up. You guys always want to make sure this seal is around every corner because this is what protects your servo from water. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is gonna put on this flat gear. Just gonna slide it in the middle just like that. I'm going to take the pin, and there we go. What we're gonna do is put on this bearing. These, as you see, these little bumps are gonna go down. On. Now we're going to put on this seal. Just like that. Alright, so now once you got that big gear assembled, as you see these little notches, all you have to do is line these up. It should press all the way down. This one is going to go on the far left or the far right. This one should just drop right in. And so now what we're going to do is, before we put on that last gear, we're just going to put on some grease. The main point you want to do is right here where these 2 gears meet. Just want enough to coat the gears. Last one, we're gonna put some on this top right here, and that should be enough. So get this in. Just gonna rub it in with my finger real quick. So what I'm gonna do is take out the pin one time. Well, once more. This should just lay down, just like that. Now you're just gonna try to get this centered. And push down the pin, it goes down all the way. Last thing we're going to do is put on a bit more grease where the gears meet, right here, and a bit more right here. Get it in, and that should be good. The last thing you really want to check is make sure that seal is on evenly, and drop down the case straight down. Generally get down on all edges. I'm gonna flip this back over and start screwing in the bottom screws. good. Alright, so we're gonna do this other one off camera, then we're gonna mount these back up. Alright, so the first thing we're gonna do is gonna plug in the battery. I'm gonna flip this over. What we're doing right here is making sure the servos are working. So making sure our servos are working, and they are. You always want to make sure your multifunction is off, and we're going to dead center the steering trim. Alright, so next we're going to get the servo horn on. You want to make sure this is as straight as possible, but also do not want to move the gears. This is a 2.0mm hex. And hold it right here. Just like that. Try to get this one straighter. So as you guys see, the wheels are currently straight and the servo linkage is not lined up the servo horn. So what we're gonna do is take off the servo horn and move it over one tooth. So move this over one tooth. Let's see if that works better. That's very close. Now we got that in. We're gonna re-tighten this screw. So the wheels are straight. We're gonna drop in our screw. Since that went in, that means this is lined up, and now we just have to make a slight adjustment on this side. Alright, so for the adjustment, I'm gonna stick the driver right here and take the turnbuckle wrench. All you want to do is probably move this half turn at a time. Move it up to tighten and see how that works. See if the screw drops in. And it does. So now I'm going to tighten up these screws. This next one. So now we're going to flip this over. I'm going to turn the car back on, check the steering. We are going to be listening if we're going to hear any binding, or just mainly if the gears aren't in place or need to be adjusted. Plug this in. So that noise that you are hearing is the fan. I'm just going to flip this over so you can hear the servos better. I do not hear any binding. The noise you would hear is turning all the way to one side. It will sound like the servo's working really hard to actually get all the gears to move in one direction. And another sound you might hear is when you're not steering and it's just stationary. You will also hear the servos trying to fight to get back into the center. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're just going to unplug the battery, and we're going to get the servo guards back on the side, and that's it. And this will be the last thing we do for this repair. This is a pretty straightforward repair, and the servo gear sets always come with the instruction page. And if you are confused about the steps, because those are very vague on what you're supposed to do, Traxxas Traxxas has a whole channel based off of their repairs and their how-tos. Alright, so that's it. As you guys saw, that was a pretty simple repair. Also a pretty cheap repair if you go with the steel gears. Plastic gears may be initially cheaper, but over time the plastic gears will break a lot more often than the steel gears. So eventually the plastic gears will cost more than just buying the steel gears after the first break. And a lot of people say that ERevo servos are pretty bad. I don't think it's the servos, I think it's just the plastic gears that are constantly breaking. The steel gears, we'll see if those break more often. If you guys have any questions I did not explain in this video, just leave a comment. We will respond shortly. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you guys next one.